Hakeem Olufemi Gbajabiamila. God bless you all.
Including CCTV installations and as little as street lights.
Lawmakers raise alarm over the level of infrastructural decay in the FCT. Call for urgent measures to tackle the problem.
There may be needed to propose the exclusion of the National Intelligence Agency from the envelope budgetary system.
And national security again in focus as House members call for judicious application of funds in the fight against crime in the West African sub-region. Good to be with you again on the program House Ticket. When the House resumed to plenary on Tuesday, 9th November 2021, it sat for only one day, adjourning again to resume on the 16th of November 2021 to allow for committees to complete the 2022 budget defense. During the one-day plenary, national security, infrastructure development, and mass housing for all Nigerians were discussed. Details of plenary plus committee reports make up House Ticket for the week. Welcome on board as we begin the program right after this break. Please stay tuned.
We set our minds right, embrace each other in love and brotherhood. We will come through these troubling times. We will survive, we will recover, and then we will thrive. One nation under God, free, peaceful, and prosperous.
On Tuesday, 9th November 2021, the House, upon resumption to plenary, considered and passed the Electoral Act Amendment Bill of 2021 after it harmonized differences with the Senate chamber. It also considered a bill to abolish and prohibit dichotomy and discrimination between first-degree and higher national diploma (HND) in the same profession or field of study. The retirement age for teachers in Nigeria also came up amongst other matters. The full details of the sitting in our first segment in the program as compiled and presented from the studios.
The sitting lasted only a few hours, Tuesday the 9th of November 2021, after which the House adjourned to 16th November 2021 to enable committees conclude their engagements with ministries, departments and agencies of government over the 2022 budget estimates.
We expect that this work should be done this week. There's still most committees have concluded their work, but there's still a couple of committees here and there that are still trying to tidy up. And for that reason, I think we're going to be adjourning. We're going to take tomorrow and Thursday to tidy up and adjourn till Tuesday.
Proceedings before the adjournment, therefore, saw a matter of urgent public importance raised through Order 8, Rules 4 and 7, as the minority leader, Representative Ndudi Elumelu, spoke on the continued disappearance of the Vanguard correspondent Todu Salem, who is seconded to the House of Representatives.
13th of October, this same young man called Salem Todo has been missing. Even though, Mr. Speaker, I'm aware all the efforts you have put together to ensure that we're able to find him, I feel that this House should discuss this disappearance of Salem Todo and take a decisive decision on how Todo can be found and get him back to his family.
The motion further worried that the disappearance of Nigerians in the FCT is becoming worrisome and there is need to take measures to curtail the indiscriminate disappearance of people in Abuja so that the city doesn't become a breeding ground for kidnappers and bandits.
I am in touch with the security agencies and we will continue to stay in touch with them to know how far they've gone. Those in support, please say aye. Those guys, please say nay.
In the resolution on the matter, the House urged all security agencies in Nigeria to urgently investigate his whereabouts, and the House of Representatives Committee on Defense should lead other committees of the House on National Security and Intelligence, Police and Interior on an interface with the service chiefs and other security agencies who are to find the missing Todue Salem and report back to the House within 2 weeks. As it were, the missing journalist, late Mr. Todue Salam's body has been identified by the police and made known in a press briefing Friday the 12th of November 2021. A second matter of urgent public importance brought up on the floor of the House same day also worried about insecurity in the Federal Capital Territory, decaying infrastructure amongst other criminal vices. The motion is titled, Urgent Need to Arrest the Fast Deterioration of the Federal Capital Territory, sponsored by the Deputy Minority Leader, Toby Okechukwu.
Lack of modern security infrastructure in the city, center, and the satellite towns, and non-maintenance of available ones, including CCTV installations and as little as street lights. The House notes with concern the poor city management bedeviling the FCT, resulting in obvious disorderliness and widespread deterioration.
The sponsor of the motion also lamented the lack of full complements of the FCT's administrative structures, including non-appointment of mandate secretaries forming the FCT's Executive Council. On the matter, a lawmaker reported that the issue is already being addressed by the Standing Committee of the House on FCT.
The Committee of FCT have taken actions, based on the organic functions given to them by the House.
Okay. Well, when was the subcommittee set up by the committee? About 3 weeks ago. And they're still writing letters. What was the terms of reference of the committee set up?
Yeah,
the subcommittee.
One of the terms of reference of the committee, one, is to look into most of the infrastructures of the FCT. And one of them also is on estate, the way the estates have been built and degenerating.
The right of reply was given to the sponsor of the motion.
As a matter of fact, I raised issues about constituting the administrative structures of government. Without the enabling personnel, Mr. Speaker, nobody can perform magic. You can't do all the job. That administration must be enabled. We must see things happen. You delegate responsibilities. So I do not think we are trying to impinge on the responsibilities we have given to the committees.
Nonetheless, the motion was adopted and passed.
Ayes have it.
From the other paper for the day, there were 35 bills passed at first reading. Nationwide Emergency Communication Services Bill 2021, National Institute for Artificial Intelligence and Robotic Studies (ABAC) Establishment Bill 2021, Employees Compensation Act Amendment Bill 2021. Others are Currency Offences Act Amendment Bill 2021, Bureau of Defense Logistics Establishment Bill 2021, Human Resources Development Council Establishment Bill 2021, Nigerian Police Intelligence Institute Share Establishment Bill 2021, and Unified and Special Operations Forces Establishment Bill 2021. And at second reading, 6 bills were passed, among which is a concurrent bill from the Senate seeking to establish and prohibit dichotomy and discrimination between first degree and higher national diploma (HND) in the same profession or field for the purpose of employment and for related matters. The bill has been referred to the Committee of the Whole House for further legislative action. Another bill passed at second reading, sponsored by Muhammad Ali Wudil, seeks to establish Occupational Safety and Health Association chartered, charged with the responsibility of advancing the study, training and determining the standards of knowledge and skills to be attained by persons seeking to become registered members of the association and for related matters. The bill has been referred to the Committee on Labor, Employment and Productivity and Committee on Safety Standards and Regulations for further work.
Please say aye. Those against, please say nay. Ayes have it.
A motion from the other paper for that Tuesday, the 9th of November 2021, saw a resolution calling on the Federal Ministry of Works and Housing to earnestly begin the process of disposing the completed houses constructed under the National Housing Program to most deserving Nigerians. The sponsor, Representative Mansour Manusoro, in presenting the motion said since 2015, Nigeria has been contending with the over 15 million housing deficits, which requires about 150,000 houses to be built yearly to bridge the gap.
The investigation by the Guardian newspaper, which revealed that the Federal Ministry of Works and Housing received 66 billion naira in 2016, 41 billion naira in 2017, 26.7 billion naira in 2018, and 34 billion naira in 2019, and 60.8 billion naira in 2020 budgets, respectively, totaling 26 billion naira for the National Housing Program. Nearly 4,000 houses have been completed and have remained unoccupied.
The Committee on Housing and Habitat has been mandated by the House to ascertain the volume of funds released for all the relevant housing development projects and ascertain the number of houses completed before the process of disposing the houses. The Housing and Habitat Committee is to interface with the Ministry of Works and Housing to ensure compliance. In other developments at the Committee of the Whole House, the Speaker presided in the absence of the Deputy Speaker, where the Conference Committee report on the bill for an act to repeal the Electoral Act No. 6/2010 and enact the Electoral Act of 2021 to regulate the conduct of election in the federal, states and area councils in the Federal Capital Territory and for related matters. In July this year, the two chambers had passed the amendment of the Electoral Act, but with some differences, hence the harmonization process.
Clause 4, the short title, Clause 5.
Still on consideration of reports, the House in a Committee of the Whole also considered the 5-clause bill for an act to provide for the retirement age of teachers in Nigeria and for related matters.
To APC.
Meanwhile, Representative Ajao Jacob Adejumo from Oyo State changed his political party affiliation from the Action Democratic Party ADP to the All Progressive Congress APC.
Thanks for staying tuned. You're still on to the program House Ticket coming your way on the NTA Parliament. Earlier on, we reviewed the plenary session for Tuesday, 9th November 2021, being the only day plenary held last week. We'll take committee reports on this segment, still talking budget defense exercises by committees engaged in the different ministries, departments and agencies of government. Two security-related committees of the House engaged the various security apparatus in the country. The Representative Babajimi Benson-led Committee on Defense sat with the Nigerian Defense Academy (NDA) in a budget appraisal and proposal exercise. There was a briefing of the meeting to the press afterwards by the committee chairman.
So they requested for additional funding. We believe this additional funding is really required because they need to fortify the academy. Our cadets need to be safe. There's also overhead issues. The academy is expanding. Like I said earlier, is the biggest cadet training, has the biggest cadet training facility in Africa. So they've asked for us to assist them with more funds. And we did ask the question that why didn't this fund come directly from the federal government if all these challenges are existing? So they explained to us about the envelope system. We believe that additional funding is needed. I will do our best to see that we assist them.
The committee also posited that in view of the criminalities and insecurity around the country, recruitment of more cadets and military personnel is necessary. For the House Committee on National Security and Intelligence, chaired by Lawmakers Sha'aban Sharada, the committee's engagement on the budgets of 2021 and 2022 was with the National Intelligence Agency (NIA) and the Department for State Security Services (DSS). Although the budget discussion was held behind closed doors, the committee nonetheless agreed that more support is needed for the security agencies in view of their enormous task of providing security for constituents.
The committee made inspiring discoveries in the recent oversight conducted over the agencies here present. These outcomes has revealed your enormous role in supporting relevant national security and enforcement agencies with classified information that provide the foundation for their operations. In recognition of this reality, there may be needed to propose the exclusion of the National Intelligence Agency from the envelope budgetary system in future national budgets. And of course, this development will strengthen your operational capacity, especially in the present situation that necessitates high-level confidentiality in sharing information to relevant security agencies across the country.
The lawmakers had also called on the NIA to intensify efforts in fighting crime across the West African region.
The rate of insecurity in our national life has taken international dimension with reported banditry, killings, and border crimes. This ugly trend requires the National Intelligence Agency, NIA, to intensify efforts in response to these challenges prevalent across the West African sub-region. The NIA should also collaborate with the Network of African Parliamentarians on Defense and Security to utilize specific outputs from its deliberation in furtherance of national, regional, and continental security.
Still talking budget defense, the representative Abubakar Nalaraba-led Committee on Pilgrims Affairs had two agencies, namely the Nigerian Christian Pilgrims Commission, NCPC, and the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, NACON, to present an overview of the 2021 budget performance, just as they presented their budgets for the fiscal year 2022. The lawmakers had, during the interactions, pledged adequate support to ensure amendment of their act towards attaining world-class pilgrimage in Nigeria. The two agencies were called upon to ensure transparency and fairness to all Nigerians in their selection of pilgrims to subsequent pilgrimage in view of the relaxation of the COVID-19 protocols by the host countries. The Nigerian Christian Pilgrim Commission, NCPC, therefore, presented a budget for fiscal year 2022 to the tune of 957.8 million naira, of which overhead cost is 669.281 million naira. An ongoing project of the Commission, the Heritage Camp, is proposed at the cost of 200 million naira. Committee members worried over the low budget performance for 2021 allocations on subheads as well as mode of presentation of the budget itself.
The appropriation was in capital 337,177, and you had 217 million given to you. And we are in November now. By 31st of December, everything will be mopped up. Yes, and you have only performed 30%. The money that was given to you. And you are now coming in 2022 to demand for 200 million. So on what basis are we giving you money? When you had money, you didn't use it.
When you look at your overhead cost in 2021, your overhead cost in 2021 is exactly, it looks like copy and paste to me. Because you cannot tell me that overhead, all your line items are exactly the same. Your overhead cost, even to the copper, is the same, 2021 and 2022. It seems to me that the Commission is more interested in overhead rather than capital.
I came in as a new person and I met this project on ground at a zero level. Zero level because there were a lot of challenges.
The Commission has rescheduled the budget defense hearing with the NCPC for this week, Tuesday, 16th November 2021.
Personnel costs
for the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, NACON, the monumental increase in cost of Hajj pilgrimage, including VAT on goods and services in the Saudi Arabia Kingdom, to about 15%, as well as high exchange rates, says the Commission determined its budget performance for 2021 and the proposal for 2022. In that regard, The performance of the 2021 budget as at 22nd October 2021 saw a capital component with a 79.22% performance, with a release of 120 million naira out of the allocation of 197.487 million naira, actual expenditure at 48 million naira. Personnel cost has a 100% performance, with 392.8 million naira released and expended. Budget for recurrent expenditure performed at 84.76%. 100 million naira was also given as the revenue generated for 2021. Lawmakers reacted to the budget expenditure for year 2021.
What are you doing to consider those kind of intended pilgrims that feel their money should remain within your custody until everything is set up so that they can be able to perform 2022-2023 Hajj?
We have, as we speak, people who have paid in 2019 and 2020. We intentionally asked the state to give us the names so that whatever Hajj slot is released, and we don't know the number, it could be 95, it could be less. Even if it is 95, people on the queue are far more than that. So our idea is that give us the name of those who have paid. We even ask to the extent of give us the name of those who have paid just 1 million. That way, when the time comes, we will ensure that their interest is protected.
For the year 2022 budget proposal, the Commission projects a revenue estimate of 30 million naira and a total budget of 1.44 billion naira, of which total recurrent cost of 1.164 billion naira and capital cost of 275 million naira.
How do you intend to persuade the Saudi authorities to maybe increase allocation? Or how do you intend to manage the limited allocation that will be allotted to Nigeria when the time comes?
And now Saudi Arabia has removed social distancing in the Haram. If they also do so at Mashahid, that is Muna and Arafah, that presupposes that the world has come back to normal, so to say, and then we'll be expecting 100% allocation. Who had paid for Hajj will be able to go in 2022. But we have hoping to plan on only 50,000.
Let us end the program with a last report from the Science and Technology Committee, which held a one-day public hearing on 2 bills seeking for establishment of science and technology-related institutions. The details.
The one-day public hearing on the 2 bills saw lawmakers campaign for more citizens' participation and engagement in legislations to further entrench democratic values and norms towards a better Nigeria. The bills are titled A Bill for an Act to establish the Chartered Institute of Computer Forensics of Nigeria and for related matters, A Bill for an Act to establish the National Institute of Oil and Gas Technology and Entrepreneurial Studies, Egbema, Imo State, and to make comprehensive provisions for due management and administration. The establishment also seeks to provide for detailed identification of areas in oil and gas technology and skills acquisition, entrepreneurial studies, and for related matters. Speaking to the 2 bills under review, the House has lauded the initiative, saying it could not have come at a better time than now, as the nation is confronted with security challenges.
The bill to establish the Chartered Institute of Computer Forensics seeks, amongst other things, to improve our criminal justice system to reflect the realities of this new age, where digital and computer forensics play a more important role than at any other time in human history.
The bill seeks to provide electronic evidence in solving all manners of crimes without exception. The bill also seeks to not just detect crime, but provide evidence that is acceptable in a court of law and to set standards that will be acceptable for computer forensics in Nigeria.
Memoranda presented on the 2 bills saw submissions in favor of the passage of the bills, while other submissions kicked against the passage of the Forensic Institute Establishment Bill. These submissions were made by the Minister of Science, Technology and Innovation and the Chartered Institute of Computer Forensics of Nigeria, who, in speaking for the bill, posited that benefits abound when the pieces of legislation come fully into law. These benefits include the enhancement of public safety and national security through improved speedy investigations of cyber crimes, amongst others.
The ongoing process to pass this bill be expedited, as it is in the best interest of Nigeria to improve cyber criminal justice and delivery and administration, particularly to also improve local capacity enhancement.
Federal Ministry of Education, represented by one of its agencies, the Computer Professional Registration Council of Nigeria, CPN, it was a unanimous opposition to the passage into law of the Chartered Institute of Computer Forensics of Nigeria Bill. Reasons alluded to the existence of a law already in place, amongst others. The different security-related agencies in the country also attended the public hearing on the bills. The committee is to collate the submissions for onward legislative action.
The House is billed to resume plenary sitting Tuesday, 16th November 2021. House tickets will be on ground to bring you events from the Green Chamber. And as we sign off here, we expect feedback from you, including the benefits in your communities through the various constituency outreach programs facilitated by representatives in the House. You can send in your feedbacks in form of comments, videos, and questions through the various channels showing on your screen. And remember, you can catch up on the program through our social media platforms on display. Till we hear from you, bye for now.